Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to connect with you and create a space of support and healing for you at this time, if you're led here. So welcome. While you're coming over, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. Please let us know if you are new so we can welcome you. What I will be doing, my intention, although I don't know the topic that we'll be talking about, I'm going to be guided by pulling a card, a healing energy card, in just a moment. We'll talk about that. And then I've got my... Oh, hello. I have my drum that was sitting under my tripod and decided to take it for a ride. Anyway, I do have my drum here, so I'm going to drum for a little bit and then we'll pull another card to go. I'm not doing personal readings for anybody here, or I don't do that on my videos. This is general guidance, support, healing time for those who are inspired to be here and those who resonate. If you don't care, if it's not really your thing, that's okay. Just turn it off and go and do something you love. So I am about to go and host a healing event on my YouTube channel, Temple of Balance. So I thought I'm ready a bit early, but not early enough to do one of the May readings. So I will do that afterwards, the last one. And I thought I'd come and connect with you while I fill in a little bit of time. So it's 8:37 a.m. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Friday the 29th of April, and it feels fantastic today, I must say. The energy is strong. I've just done 3, 4, 5 since yesterday readings for May, personal readings. It's very interesting. I have this feeling that we're going to shift a lot next month, because I'm seeing sort of, you know, when you do a bunch of readings for people, you start seeing sort of trends that are happening, and it seems to me like we're potentially going to shift a lot next month, which is exciting. So, how are you doing? I am pulling a card, the best card for the majority of us for now. As always, please take on board what feels right and what resonates with you, and let the rest go. Just think of this as a guide only, but you can trust that you've been led here for a reason. I don't ask you to trust in what I say. I ask you to trust in what feels right for you. I trust in what I say. That's my job. Your job is to trust in the things that really speak to you. So, what do we need to talk about and drum for today? I'll be very interested to see. What's this card going to be? It's this. Card 56. You may not have seen this card. This is in the new Healing Energy Cards number 2. It's the first off that deck. It's in the depth category, and it says Uncovering the Hearts. And the heart has been kind of a theme in my last week or so of support videos. So I'm really feeling a strong pull to reconnect with the heart. So uncovering the heart is what it says. So see if this resonates with you. It says, reveal and release smallness. Remove layers that have been covering your heart. Heal and open your heart so you can be more of who you truly are. So it talks to me about heart healing. Where have we been covering or holding back our heart? It's a really fairly common thing that we tend to go through phases of covering our heart or being on guard in our heart. And my suspicion for the most part is that because we don't want to be hurt again. You know, sometimes we open up our heart to others, people we're close with, or people we trust, and we open up our heart, and then sometimes, not all the time, sometimes I could even say, for me personally, very, very occasionally, extremely occasionally, my, or extremely occasionally for me, we can have, or maybe for you too, we can have that open heart that then can be hurt. So then we tend to go into this survival sort of mode where we then shut our heart down, we close it off, we guard it, we protect it. And then the danger of that is that, and I've seen this a lot with people over the years, is that we can tend to then stay in that place. So it's helpful to be in that place while we're surviving. So if we're in some type of abusive relationship, for example, and we realise we've been hurt, we shut our heart down, we need to be cold to get out. You know, and sometimes that's what we need to do to survive. But the surprising thing for me is the amount of people I see who still keep their heart covered and on guard after a long period of time following such a sort of incident. So it really sort of hits or twangs very deeply in the heart, these types of things, depending on who we are and the situation itself. Even grief can be a bit like that too, where, you know, it's like our heart's ripped out from us. So we tend to close our heart off, we shut it down, and we deal and process. We can deal with things and process very personally and privately, very inwardly, which in some ways can mean that our heart is on guard, it's covered. So with that in mind, maybe give some thought to your current state of your heart. Do you feel that in some ways or in some aspects or in some parts of your life or around some people, you are on guard, that you have your heart very well secured and you won't let anyone in there because of a fear that you don't want to be hurt again? It can be very limiting to think that way, unless it's a new thing and we're in that healing survival mode. But if it's been some time that's passed, are you able now to heal and mend that wound that you hold in your heart? Because you know what? When we shut our heart down for whatever reason, we might have a very valid reason for doing it at the time, but when we keep it closed, we shut love out. We shut love out. It includes self-love. It includes people being there or noticing or allowing people to be there for us, because our heart is not just about our most intimate love affairs, we could say. So it shuts, in general, love out. And love is not just about connecting with other people, it's about how we feel about ourselves. But you know what? It's also about how much we love or how enthusiastic, how connected we feel to life. So when we shut our hearts, we shut out love in all its forms. We also probably find, and you might find if you've been feeling closed in your heart or shut down, you find it difficult to accept things. And you might find that you just don't feel much connection or joy in general and in life. And it may come down to this covering, this wound, this experience, this situation that happened that shut your heart down. So it's time to consider if you're ready, and I trust because you're here, maybe you are ready. I trust you are ready if you're here. Maybe you're ready now to realise and recognise how damaging this can be to keep it there, to keep your heart closed off, and how much it can shut the good things out that life can and probably is trying to offer you. Let your heart heal so you can open your heart again. And when you're strong in yourself, when you're confident in who you are, there really is no or very little underlying fear that you're going to be hurt again. So the strength comes, or the protection of the heart comes in a different way. Instead of a survival guard up when we push love away, what I've noticed, tend to build a strength inside, a strength of self, a strength of purpose, even a strength in the truth of who we are that keeps us protected. So there is this absence of vulnerability or fear that having an open heart means we're going to be hurt. So if you have this thought, if this belief that if you open your heart you're going to be hurt again, which I've seen so many times, maybe consider, is that really a healthy belief or way to be thinking? Especially if it's a situation from some time ago. So I would like to, let me just check the time. That's what I want to do first. Okay, we're going okay for time. I'd like to drum with this in mind. And now I know why I've got the drum, because the drum is a really beautiful healing tool to access this sort of energy. So the sound can really tap on the door of our heart. And if we are willing to let those doors open, then we can let the sound, the healing sound of the drum come in and support our heart. We can grieve, we can remember, we can let the emotions boil that we had, whatever it is that was shutting down in there. And when we let these emotions and energies come to the surface, when we bring them to our attention, it's like bringing them to the surface, then we can release them. They are not going to release while they're trapped inside our heart. They're just bottling up, waiting for triggers that trigger that wound again, over and over again. So, for some of you, I don't feel this way personally because I feel very open in the heart. But maybe for you, there is stuff, maybe deep, painful stuff that is a bit like opening Pandora's box, that maybe brings a bit of fear or a bit of apprehension in doing this. And what I would encourage you to do is to one, maybe trust that if you are here and you are hearing this, then you are ready. And maybe it's been a burden you've been carrying for long enough now, and that you, on some level, you're ready to heal from this and release from this pain that you've been carrying. And know that you can support yourself. You know that the way the energy works is that you might have an explosion of emotion, like an intensity that builds up. But as you listen to that and as you let your feelings be heard, maybe write in your journal all your anger, your frustration, everything that happened, everything that upset you about this situation that you've been burying and holding back in your heart, to get the energy moving. So it's going to come to the surface. It's going to be intense on varying levels depending on what it is and how it's affected you. But because it's sitting in the heart, it's probably going to be something that has deeply affected you. So find the courage to let it come to the surface. Feel the feelings. Don't be afraid of feeling. Don't be afraid of remembering, because these are essential in allowing yourself to heal. To heal, to release, to move forward, and to open your heart to feeling love again. So I'm going to play the drum, and you might find this opens or moves something for you that then you can take into your life or take into your healing journey when we're done. It's not all going to happen in this 5 minutes, I can tell you. So have your journal handy, get your tools ready. Come back to this when you've got the dedicated time to do so. Don't put this off another day. So I'm going to play the drum. Please, there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen, take some big deep breaths. Maybe put your hands lovingly on your heart. Be there for yourself. Because this is a wound you've taken. It's a wound you've experienced. And it's a wound that you can free yourself from. So maybe put your hands on your heart, take some big deep breaths, and connect in with what's in there. And I trust the drum supports you. So nice big breath. Oh, she's deep. And flat. Interesting. Okay, so nice big breaths as you allow the drum to support you, to support your healing, and to support the uncovering of your heart and what you've been hiding inside there. Maybe confronting what comes up, but let yourself feel your way through. And feel the drum now has suddenly got like a more piercing. So let the drum support you, but also pierce through that covering you've had, that you've been hiding behind, and keeping your heart safe and secure, but also pushing love away. Let the drum and the energy pierce through that, because you're ready, and it is safe for you now to heal, to feel, and to release. So work with your breathing. Maybe imagine marching into your heart with confidence, with readiness, with purpose, and picking up that wounded part of yourself that's been hiding away, locked away in your heart. Rescue, collect, reconnect with that part of yourself. Pick it up in your arms and bring it out. Bring it out into the open and reassure this wounded part of yourself that it is healing and that everything's going to be okay. So when you're ready, take a nice big breath, and it's likely not over. If this is like a really important step for your healing, it will likely continue. So I'll pull a card and see what we need to think of moving forward from here. But if you just joined in, I was drumming with this in mind, which is card 56, called Uncovering the Heart. So thank you. I'm going to pull a card in just a minute to go, but I want to firstly thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So if you would love to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance, if you resonate with my way, you might find some great resources on my website of varying things. So please have a look at templeofbalance.com.au, and your support through my website also helps me be able to keep doing my work here full time. So thank you for your support. I am actually planning on painting a couple of drums tomorrow, hopefully a couple, but at least one. So keep an eye out for those too, or that, if you're drawn to the drum. But what I'm doing now is doing a time check. Oh, we've got 5 minutes. Okay, so I've got a couple of minutes to pull the card. So I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need to know to move forward from here. So this is really important now. How can we continue to, or take the next steps towards healing our heart or uncovering our heart? How can we, or what do we need to do to move forward from here? What steps can we take? We've got this card here. Card 25, stability. And it's in the rest category. And down here it says, things are stabilizing, grounding. So this reminds me of, reassuring that wounded part of ourselves that we are not going to be hurt again. How do we know that we're not going to be hurt again? Because we're a different person today than we were back then when we were wounded. And we have learned a lot. So there are certain steps that we can take. Maybe we will be more trusting in our instincts or whatever it might be. But we are different people today. So we can let ourselves stabilize. We can let our heart heal. We can let things change as we're wising up, hopefully. We're learning and growing. So things are stabilizing. Your heart is stabilizing. Grounding, anchoring, connections, balance, warmth, earth, the base chakra, so no longer just surviving. Physical body, physical world, harmony. So this feeling of stability moving forward. So in regards to how to carry this through in this next sort of 24-ish hours, maybe think about connecting with earth, connecting with earth, but connecting with nature, connecting with your body, and really thinking about grounding yourself by doing physical things. That basically grounding just means get physical. So whether it be gardening, exercise, cleaning, eating, showering, all these things are physical, so they're grounding. So if we can just really be present in the grounding and the physical things that we're doing, we might find that helps stabilize us. Really get to know what it feels like to have an open heart, or a heart that's more open. Now yours might not have been swung door open, fully open heart now compared to being closed before. Your door of your heart may be ajar now. Maybe there's more to explore in your heart. And a key to that moving forward might be in the physical connections that we have. So how can you stabilize? How can you connect physically with yourself by grounding and doing physical things? And what does it mean to you to be stable, and how can you achieve that? So that's all I've got to say, because I've got to scoot on over to YouTube. Please come on over if you want. I'll be doing a healing event over there. So Temple of Balance on YouTube now. But thank you for connecting. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back to connect with you very, very soon. Take care and namaste.